Good morning and welcome back to Fair Value Study. Here is your pre-market briefing for Thursday, May 21st, 2026. Let us break down everything you need to know before the opening bell. US stock futures are pointing lower this morning, weighed down by a spike in crude oil prices and rising Treasury yields. S&P 500 futures are off 0.4%, Nasdaq 100 futures are down 0.6%, and Dow futures are down 167 points. On our dashboards, S&P futures sit at 7,428.25, down 0.32%. Dow futures hover just under 50,000 at 49,998.00. Nasdaq futures are at 29,244.25, off 0.5%, while Russell 2000 futures drop 0.58% to 2,804.60. NVIDIA reported its fiscal first quarter results, smashing Wall Street expectations on both lines. The company posted earnings per share of $1.87 on revenue of $81.62 billion. Data center revenue surged 92% year-over-year to $75.2 billion. For Q2 guidance, NVIDIA projects revenue between $89.1 and $92.8 billion, well above estimates. NVIDIA also approved an additional $80 billion buyback and raised its dividend to 25 cents. CEO Jensen Huang stated that demand has gone parabolic because Agentic AI has arrived. Despite this massive beat, the stock initially dipped over 2%. The bar is simply that high. So why are futures red? Oil and yields. Crude prices jumped after reports that Iran's supreme leader ordered enriched uranium to remain in the country. WTI futures are up nearly 3%, trading around $101 per barrel. On our dashboard, crude oil is at 100.71, up 2.49%. Gold is at 4,511.80, and silver is off at 75.115. On the bond side, the 10-year Treasury yield holds at 4.572%. The bond market remains under pressure following Moody's decision last Friday to strip the US of its AAA rating, cutting it to AA1. Investors are closely watching today's $16 billion 20-year Treasury auction. Globally, the Nike 225 is up 3.14% at 61684, while Europe's FTSE 100 slips 0.3%. On currencies, dollar-yen is at 159.169, up 0.2%, and euro to US dollar is down at 1.1596. Bitcoin drops 0.69% to 77,016.88, and XRP is off at 1.3609. The VIX fear gauge is ticking up 1.43% to 17.69. Also on the radar, SpaceX filed its prospectus on Wednesday for a record-setting IPO, looking to raise roughly $75 billion at a valuation up to $1.75 trillion. The bottom line is clear. Futures are red, oil is over 100, and bonds are under pressure. Watch today's Treasury auction for a key sentiment signal. Stay disciplined, monitor those yields, and as always, know your fair value before you make your move. See you at the close. Thanks for watching.